Welcome back, friends, to the shop. I'm very excited about today's video. We're going to do something together that I've never done. This will be a first time for me. Welding plastic. Guess what arrived in the mail yesterday? Our good friends over at Q-Tech are bailing me out of a jam. As you guys remember, we poked forklift poked holes in our fire skid and won't hold any water. So I contacted them. I was just heartbroken about it. They said, no problem. We'll send you a whole welding kit. You should be able to fix this yourself. So not something I've ever done before. Don't know anything about it. We'll do an unboxing. We'll see what they sent us. But right now, let me run down, and I got to throw the forks on the Yanmar. We'll grab the Q-Tech fire tank, set it up here on some sawhorses, and see what we can do. Hey, I also wanted to thank you guys for all of you that sent in offers to help with the hats. It looks like those hats might come about sooner than later. I haven't got to all the emails yet, but I probably got 50. So I'll wade through those this afternoon and see if we can't get that going and make that happen sooner than later. For the last 6 months or so, Jack has become very interested in cooking. He bakes almost daily. He cooks. He's cooking probably most of our meals right now. He's really good at it. This morning, he's doing his signature strawberry Nutella crepes. I think I'll set it up here on these sawhorses so we can get up off the ground. Don't have to work on the uncomfortable spot. I find for me with welding, if I'm more comfortable in a position where I'm not, leaning over or overhead or something, my welding seems to be a little bit better. Looks like there's still some water in it, and that break is about the low point. Let me kind of put it at an angle here, let it drain while we're having breakfast. Is it time? No, I think they're probably short enough. We're okay. What have you done, Jack?
I'm making crepes. All in your office.
Oh, it is? Mm-hmm. You make some for Mama too?
Grab some orange juice too.
I'll do that. Oh man, that looks delicious. Eggs too?
Yeah.
All right, that's a good working height there. Plastic repair instructions. Man, you see guys, this is how return shipping label. That's very much appreciated. Don't have to worry about that. This is how customer service should be done. And I know folks are going to say, well, they only did that because you have a big audience, and that's not true. They send this out. If you buy a tank, they have this extra welding kit available, they told me, that they send out to folks so they can fix their own tank. And they send a nice hat and a shirt. It's a good looking shirt there, actually. Oh, I'll wear that. A rag? 2 microfiber too, huh? This is great. Okay, so here is what the welding kit apparently looks like. So we're just 110 plug, air compressor. It's got a regulator on there. And this is the business end of it, huh? So this must melt. Man, this is totally new to me. I don't know anything about this. All right, guys, I think I've got everything figured out what it is. So this here is the welder. Now this has got, you have to hook it to power, which runs a heating element here, and air compressor. So they said 105 PSI continuous, and make sure that you turn the air on that's blowing before you turn on the heating element or it could clog up. It came with a little regulator. I took it off and just used mine, the one that I have more accurate on my compressor. But you basically do this. You cut this rod a little bit longer than what your weld is, and then once this, I'm not really sure, I mean, but I think it must blow hot air or something on there. And it's kind of similar to TIG in that as that starts to melt, you feed this in there like that. So once you lay that bead on there, then you take one of these two, one of these two guys here, which is just basically a punch, and kind of press that in there. And then there's a bigger one for the end, because we'll run multiple beads. This is actually a pretty good size gash in here compared to what is normally repaired. We've got all sorts of problems here. So it looks like we're gonna have to weld this side right here where it's separated, and then come back, and then this side here is separated. It looks like it's bonded in here okay. And then we have a big hole to fill here, and then this crack right there all the way clear back to here. And everything else looks okay. So I'm just gonna use a scraper, and I can see that there's like some algae, from the water in there or something. Scrape this back, remove that oxidized plastic. Now this is not necessarily tutorial. This is just what I'm doing here, so take it for what it's worth. We're gonna learn together here. Okay, that looks pretty well down to the non-oxidized red plastic. I used some 120 grit sandpaper. It seemed to work pretty good. So let's, what do we do with our alcohol? Isopropyl. Your isopropyl alcohol is real good for painting for anything, or prepping anything you paint, because it degreases really well and it evaporates very quickly. So once you use it, it just kind of goes away. You don't have to have anything to clean up. So the procedure is this. We're going to plug in our air. We're going to plug in the head after the air is flowing. Make sure you do it in that order. There's a little flip out thing here. I guess you flip in for a tack weld and then this for open. I don't think we need to tack. 2 minutes for the head to fill up. Then we'll go back and forth across here, preheating the host material. And then I guess once that gets a little bit gooey, then we'll start feeding that rod in. Oh, you think that might be a problem? Good grief. What a moron. It came unplugged. I think I figured it out, guys. User error on my part. I'm flowing too much air across it and it's cooling the iron down. So he said, the guys at the shop said, take it down, the pressure down, so you're not flowing so much air. I'm gonna take it down to 70 and see that, if that works. Well, once it melts, it goes quick. Like a fine line between too hot and too cold. Yeah, I was moving a little too fast across that first part. This is feeling better. There we go. Well, you don't want to carry though, you'll burn through your tank. It's not pretty, but I think it'll hold. Look at the nice, beautiful weld that it came with. And then my, yeah, there it is what it is. I put a lot of material in there and burned it in the best I could. One thing I really messed up on is that this pallet had a bunch of gravel and dirt on it, and I was in between pressing there, I was putting it down there and I got a little bit of dirt and gravel in there, but I think it was just right here and here. I don't think that's gonna affect anything, but don't do that. What do you think, guys? You think it's gonna hold water? Let's find out. I sure hope so. We did it, guys. I don't see any leaks there. It looks, well, it doesn't look good. It looks better. At least it's functional now, and we didn't have to throw away such a nice tank. We are back in action, ready for the fire season. I'm just tickled about that we were able to get that fixed. Special thanks to the folks over at QTAC. You know, they didn't have to do that. They could have just said, oh, you damaged your tank? Well, we'll sell you another one, you know, and that would have been such a waste. So that speaks a lot to them, and that's some awesome customer service. If you guys would take a moment and just say thanks in the comments. I think good companies like that need to be, I think it's nice to acknowledge it, right? When you come across it, because it's rare. It's a rare thing to find. Should we spray some water? Let's fire it up, see what it does.
My true love is true.
Sweet Loaf, look what I found. Look. Dig right here, see what you find.
Okay.
Come and dig. I'll hold your appa for you. Oh, I'll hold the egg.
Oh.
Dig right there. See what you find. Dig, dig, dig. What's that? What's that? Pull it up.
I can't.
Can't is not a word in our vocabulary. Look at that.
A big one.
A big one. Can you find another one? Dig again. Can I help you?
Yeah. What did you find?
What's that right there? I think we have enough. Can you help me carry them?
Whoa, there's another one. Look, another one. Let's fix them all.
Potatoes from your garden.
They always taste better, don't they?
They are the best potatoes I've ever had. We have a lot of potatoes.
Victory garden.
We were well prepared for Corona. We figured we
right.
could live off potatoes and
And we're going to.
freeze-dried food. Yeah.
Guess what you're having tomorrow for breakfast?
What are you making?
I'm
Are
making
these the
some Swedish
real
meatballs.
Swedish meatballs?
They are.
Is there any hope of a video showing folks how to do them? Because these are the best sweet meatballs I've ever had.
How about on a cooler day?
Okay, it's really hot today.
Yeah. It's probably almost 80. To all you people who are in the 110s.
Oh my goodness! But for me, that's like it's like heat in dog years for me, but reversed. Does that make sense?